Good morning. Good morning. This is Kula from OptionScalps, and we are about to get right into it. Okay, so let's take a look at SPY. This morning, we had a huge pop on the market. We are sitting virtually at all-time highs, and you know, for me, this a big part of this is Microsoft booming after hours. They announced their buyback plan. You can see that this is almost at all-time highs, but it has already broken all-time highs. So for me here, I believe that unless we mount 565 and then confirm it, I'm not super interested in going long today. In fact, I favor more so going with shorts today. Now, I do feel as if we could potentially see this thing open, maybe make its push back down towards this 564.12, which is a previous high here, maybe find a bounce off of that. But I do find that once we open, we might likely push above all-time highs and aim for either the confirmation here at 564.20 and bounce, or make our way down here at about 563, or even all the way down here to about 562. This is more prone to what my strategy is to see this thing come and hunt for this low here. So keep an eye on that. I think that's definitely a possibility to see that thing kind of roll back over to that range, and then maybe look for a bounce there. I do think that this has the signs, right? If this is the case for some, wrong thing. Signs for a potential reversal, for a head and shoulders type of reversal if we do get this method here. But if we take a look at let me make sure that you can even see my screen. Yeah. For some reason, it's not updating on my YouTube channel. All right, so what I want to show you is, let's pull this up. This is partners over at Gamma Edge here. We're seeing that into the end of the year, we're starting to see 570 grow, even a little bit of 575 calls grow. Mounting 565, which is virtually going to be our wall here. is going to likely bring us into that 570 range based on options into the end of the year. I do find as if we let's go ahead and clear all these. Let's go here and let's go towards the end of the month here. 565 is a much bigger wall than what it was given props to. So 555 on the low side, 570 on the high side. Those are going to be your bumpers there. I do think that we're definitely call dominated here. In addition to that, we're looking at our X supply at 570. So that's going to be your target to the upside. It may go a little bit above that, but watch for 570 to be your magnet if we do get the continuation over 565. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla today is it's been range bound for the last few days. Just kind of made that push from that 220 area, made it into that 230 area, and we've really been held by options here at 230. Moving over the top of say 228.47 today, I do think that you should be looking for a 230 visit. If we get a breakdown below 226.33, you're definitely targeting obviously 226.06. But I think you're more prone to potentially even visiting down to 224.81. So watch for a breakdown below 226 for a continuation back down at 224.81 and all the way down to 223.54. I think those definitely have the markings of a visit if we see a breakdown. I'm leaning more towards a initial push into this 231 or even 232 area. Potentially all the way up to 235 today, but I do find that will likely get roll over. Again, our partners over at Gamma Edge here, you're seeing wall built. This is for into November expiration here. You're seeing a wall at 230, but you're also seeing some options grow into that 240 and 250 area. So mounting 230 would be important for a move pushing into that 250 range, 250 being the target there. I think if we break 230, 250 will obviously grow immensely. So keep an eye on that. Otherwise, if we do get an absolute breakdown in this week, as we do have FOMC decision, the Fed's decision this week, I would look for that to potentially, if let's say the market starts breaking down, look for that to visit 200. You'll see this breakdown and then see a move towards 210 and probably find that bounce towards between 210 and 202. But if we don't, then look out, because we'll be heading down to that 190 area. So let's take a look at NVIDIA real quick. NVIDIA. Okay, so NVIDIA did have a gap down yesterday and really couldn't get out of this range, but it did create a floor. In doing so, I do find that we'll find ourselves doing one of two things today. I think this will likely look to try to break out from this little wedge here. And I think that's what we're sitting on virtually here. Watch for this thing to press and maybe reconfirm down in this range. So open, move above previous day's high, maybe look to confirm back down at this range, and maybe make another run back up here at 120. I do not think that we'll get past our 120 mark here. I think if we do get a press today, I think 120 will be your high, and I think whatever the low it sets before making that move up will likely be your range today. 120 to whatever that low is. I think that'll be just kind of set, and then we'll be anticipating or looking for what will happen tomorrow. But in the event that we do mount 125 today, look for that thing to press, or excuse me, 120 today. Look for that thing to press into that 125, 126 area, targeting this range here. I find that more unlikely than anything. But if we're looking, this would present a potential little cup and handle here, looking to make that move back up into that probably 140 range. That 130 range is kind of growing on options data. So let me show you that real quick. You're seeing here into the end of the year here, we're seeing 120 still being just absolutely in the wall here. People are selling calls like crazy, and they're virtually at 120 and 125 and 130. So if we do get into that range and above it, watch for this. Watch for NVDA to move very quickly. It is call dominated here in the gamma conditions, and if we do find ourselves breaking down, looks like our floor would be 105 into this end of this year. But for me, I am looking for potential all-time highs, and then I'm monitoring very closely overall on the market for some type of pullback again. Our swing meter is getting towards the top, but we are not at the top. And so I do always tell everybody, you know, it's an estimate, but we are getting towards that part where we're getting closer towards our sell area. So keep an eye on that. We might find ourselves having another false top or false breakout type of moment, but I do think that more than ever we're seeing calls grow in that 570 range to 575 on SPY. The Qs, I didn't really mark these up this great this morning. I didn't do pre-market analysis on it just because I was really stuck on SPY today. But we are opening up near our liquidity range here. This is a previous supply zone, clearly, that you can see multiple visits in this range, and every time we're getting sold on. So wouldn't surprise me to see us roll over today on the Qs, but it is going to take probably an initial push. And doing so here and breaking through this and holding 476 here would give us a technical push into that probably 480 range, or excuse me, 482 to even 485 range. So if you're looking for a potential swing, watch for this thing today to potentially sell down, revisit into this 474 range, and then potentially look for it to move back up if it's going to move up. So Microsoft really put a number on the market with announcing their buyback. I do find that we're going to see that thing, you know, Microsoft probably sell down initially, but I do think that the buyback will help it. Buybacks are great. Buybacks, you know, as the market gets stronger, it just helps grow their market cap. And but at the same time, if things go bad, that is where you can see excuse me, I'm sorry. My daughter's looking at me. Woke up and looked at me. But you will find that when things go bad, things get super slippery there. So, okay, so that is going to be what it is for us today. Of course, if you guys do find yourself struggling with the markets, we do offer trading education here at OptionScalps, and we also do alerts here. Yesterday we had a really nice little move. We were looking to short SPY here, and we got pressed down into this range. We got it all the way up to about 85%, which isn't here. Hit our first target, and we exited on that yesterday. So if you do find yourselves, like I said, struggling, we have a 2-day trial. You can find that at optionscalps.com, and look forward to